What's up, SpeedZone TV fans? It's Robert Warren's up in the booth tonight for the final showdown of the season. We're going to be duking it out for race number 12, championship night, Homestead-Miami Speedway. Looking at a cold track. Well, it's cool at nighttime, so, you know, we're expecting that the track's not going to be too greasy, but you never know. Drivers have just
nice lap, buddy.
Gridded up. And we're going to have to see what our starting grid looks like. So on the pole is the 21 machine of Robert Kahn. On the outside pole is Oaks in the 20 machine. Warren's in 90 in the third spot. Rideout in fourth. Luttrell in fifth. Pottle in sixth. Henry in seventh. Burke in eighth. And rounding out the field in ninth is the 61 machine of Schuessler. Waiting for all grid up here. Give a shout out to our sponsor tonight, putting on the big money, the big purse for the race is SimLab. If you're in the market for any type of wheel or pedals or, you know, sim racing cockpit, you're going to want to hit up their website and check them out. Take a look at our playoff contenders tonight. We got Oaks, Warren's, Rideout, and Burke and Pottle, whom all are duking it out for the championship tonight. We do have a smaller field of 9 cars, but anything can still happen here. And these drivers have kind of like stitched their way. The fields were bigger at the start of the season and have slightly tapered off. So we'll have to see how it plays out for everyone here. The 21 machine of Robert Kahn's going to be our control car. He wasn't able to make a full season this year, but has been a contender. He's got the most wins on the season. Lights are off on the pace car, and these drivers are fixing to duke it out.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag is out. Heard it from race control. On doing a great job of running the low line on Oaks. That's probably going to be the strategy here to save tires, is low and slow. Homestead can be an aggressive track on the tires. If you do overdrive entry or center, or even fuel up too soon, that car can get away from you. We're going to be looking at our playoff contenders throughout the race in this 80-lap duel. On setting the pace right there with Oaks in behind. Warren's is third. Bottle and Rideout duking it out with Burke in behind. That's going to be our playoff contenders in 2nd through 6th. Somebody's going home a champion tonight. The lights are bright, the nerves are tight, and the gloves are off. Going to be some great racing tonight as we watch it all. We're going to be trying to give different perspectives of lap times and tire and fuel strategy, along with position of track and their movement, running averages, consistency, and some of their driving styles, or like telemetry of their input. So try to bring you a couple different things as we go through the night. A smaller field of cars. Looking at lap times there. Right out shooting up high. He had the fastest lap last time with a 32.49. Looking to make a move. Warren's darting down to the bottom. I don't know if you're supposed to go down there, but he does try it out. Not the preferred line, that's for sure. Rideout's up to the high side. He's the only one up there early. We said it in the announcement. All these drivers in the playoffs got names. The 20 machine of Oaks is known as the Hammer tonight. Rideout with his zany pitch strategies has been labeled the closer. John Burke with 1 win on the season, the opportunist, and Del Pottle in the 5 machine is known as the wild card. And Dennis Warrens, who just tried to eat the wall coming out of 2, is known as the professor right now. Supposed to be taking him to school, but I'm not sure how this is working out for him. Currently sitting back in 7th spot. He's down 4 spots for the night. He's still in the hunt. He's got the draft, but charging too hard could be not the move. The fuel window here is about 30 laps tonight, so it's going to be interesting to see what goes on, what goes down. Last season's champion, the 00 of Chris Luttrell, and that's Burke sliding down to the bottom. Oh, Warren's do that earlier. Yeah, so the 00 of Chris Luttrell, last season's champion, came in as a wild card. Don't know if we're going to have an underdog story this race, but anything is possible. There's really no margin for error tonight, and we saw Warrens and Burke both make little mistakes that are costly. Heard in the interviews before, that 20 machine of Jeff Oaks is doing this one for the 84 of Hoffert, the angel in the heaven. Lap times last time around, 33.6s for first and second. 33.79 for third. Warrens moves into 4th spot with a 33.6 as well, making a move around right out there. This might come down to a pit strategy race. Very hard to say right now. Look at that 5 machine, a Poddle. 32.9 last time around. Going to be very interesting if this thing stays green the entire time. All season long with 4 wins on the season, whenever that 20 machine drops the hammer, runs out front, people feel it across the field. He does set the pace and the tone. Sitting in the wake of the 21 machine, powered by FedEx tonight. Not sure if Warren's in Rideout and Poddle are pocketing a little bit of tire here. Fifth, 6th, and 7th are all kind of in a tight battle. And 8th. Not too far behind the 90 machine of Warren's. Henry's in the middle of all that, about 7/10 back from our leader. But 2 seconds ahead of this group. .32.8 for our leader, 32.7 for Henry in second, the fastest car on the track, 32.8, 9, and 33 flat for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Like it's creating time for everyone here. Let's take a look at the line for our leaders as we've seen 4th and 5th running the higher side of the track. That one's slow in 3 and 4. Anything can happen here. There's a lot of racing left. We're coming up to 25% complete of the race. Smooth and steady is the rattlesnake Robert Kahn. Normally we see him weave through traffic, but starting up front tonight, he's just very consistent in his line. Starting to be a little bit quicker than the 20 machine of Oaks. Perhaps if the 21 machine didn't get caught between states with that contraband, he would have been in contention for the championship. Nevertheless, he's here to support the series. Henry making a charge on the outside of Oaks there. A little bit closer to that battle. Henry looking everywhere on that 20 machine. Oaks running the high side now. Have to take a look at our lap times the next time around. 33.89, lost a bunch of time there. Lawrence 33 flat, marrying the time of our leader Robert Kahn. 33.04 for Rideout. 33.06 for Burke. They were quicker than the leader last time around, and Pottle in that 5 machine as well. I have to see if they start to claw forward on those two cars. If they catch that draft, they can pull them in. They're coming up to the fuel window in about 10 laps. Next thing here is going to be making sure drivers are smooth and clean into the pits. Now, there's also smooth and clean out of the pits. It's going to be very challenging. .32.1 for Henry. Kahn breaks into the 32s again. Be very interesting here. Let's take a little look at the in-car. It looks like Kahn's running the high side of 3 and 4. A lot of wheel input. It's on that thing. It's a little loose. Driver's doing a great job of managing it. Let's take a look at our P2 car, Jeffery Oaks. Downshifting. Our leader is not downshifting. Quickly going to save fuel and tire by keeping it in the higher gear. .32.6 for our leader. .32.9 for Oaks. 33 flat. Lap times are bouncing around everywhere. Take a look at them yourself. 32.7 last time around. 32.9 for Oaks. 33.3 for Henry. 33 flat for Lawrence. 33.4. 33.3 for 5th and 6th. And Burke 33.4. Trail making a little bit of a move with 33.2 as he gets around Burke. You're battling. Gonna be interesting to see what type of pit strategies we're coming up to. Take a look back at Henry now. He's up 4 spots tonight. Saves it, gets a little squirrely. Hop on the board with the 90 machine or Warren's now. You now smell the fumes coming from the exhaust of the 10 machine of Henry, who's fallen back into the draft for him. Tonight's race could be decided by a black flag. We just don't know. That's why we're here live tonight for the 80 laps, brought to you by SimLabs at Homestead-Miami for championship night at Lightning Esports season number 4. This is the final round tonight. Taking a look at 2 of our championship drivers, Oaks and Warrens. We're now taking a look at the 76 machine of Mike Rideout. So brush of the wall for 76. Very similar times across the board. Oaks showing that he has come down pit lane. He's our first contender to pit tonight. We've seen him with his strategy before where he tends to short pit and gets ahead of the field by running that pit strategy. The flip side of the coin here is potentially Oaks could be caught by a caution coming out. I mean, indicative of a smaller field, it's not likely to happen. Khan sliding into the pits. Yeah. Warren's coming in next. Oaks is gone out of the pits. Great exit by him. Henry's already gone through the pits. I must have missed that. He's battling Oaks right now. Otto coming in the pit lanes as well. Henry holding off Oaks. That high side's going to get momentum here. See if Henry closes the door. See if we get a crossover. He's looking. Definitely is one of those momentum style tracks. Warren's a little bit further back. Drusler and Luttrell coming in. Rideout coming in. Like everyone. Rideout was the last to pit here. He's bolting on tires. Khan is... looks to be about almost 4 seconds ahead of Oaks. Gonna be a tough battle here. 34 of 80 complete. Our leader, Robert Kahn, hasn't left the bird seat just yet. I don't think he's intending to. I think he's going to be taking the win here tonight unless something happens to him. Going to leave the dogfight between the 20 machine of Oaks, 90 machine of Warrens, 76 of Rideout, 95 of Burke, and the 5, the wild card, Throttle Pottle. Sitting 3 seconds back now, the Hammer Oaks. Second back from Oaks is the 10 machine of Henry. Behind Henry is the Professor Warrens. Behind Warrens is the 76 machine. The closer Rideout. The wild card is currently battling 76, and that's the 5 of Pottle. Latrell sits behind them, last season's champ. I like to call him Champ Latrell. Not in contention here, but he's done a great job at supporting the series. And the opportunist here, we're not sure if he's going to squeak something out. We're going to have to continue to watch, but he's sitting 17 seconds back. Last car in the field is the 61 of Schuessler. On board the 21 machine of Robert Kahn. Let's observe. Very smooth movements from that 21 machine.
Caution, yellow flag.
Out. I'm showing a crash from the 5 machine. Let's take a look at our SpeedZone TV instant replay. We're going to let this one play and see what the deuce. Loses it here. Car just got away. Tough break for the wild card. Gonna have to see who comes in. These drivers only pitted not too long ago, lap 30-ish. 10-lap tires, newer. Could be a big advantage. But if another caution comes out, these guys only got 2 sets. It's like Rideout and Latrell taking the bait. If this thing stays green and they get ahead up by enough, then that could be the win. Eerily quiet at the speedway here. Very, very quiet. Hunting a championship. Right now in the championship battle, Oaks, he's not defending the lead, he's owning it. He hasn't left P2 really much more than a heartbeat. And the only time that happened was the battle with Henry. The 90 machine of Warrens, a little bit further back. He hasn't needed any wins this season. Just precision. The professor is looking to put a school on. Might be a little bit too early to see that lesson plan tonight, but the championship's going to be his goal. We saw Rideout last week grab the P2 at Phoenix, work his way into the championship. But you know what? Tonight is not good enough to finish second tonight. And the closer is hunting that final finish. And, I mean, that's going to be a pretty big opportunity here for Rideout. He's he's able to get it. He's able to get it done. I didn't see Burke coming to the pits, but you know he's been known to play chess, not checkers, and when it's time for him to make a bold move, watch out for that opportunist. Lights are off on the pace car. Watch them fire off.
Green flag, green flag.
You heard it from race control. Oaks and Hahn down the front stretch, with Warrens and Henry in behind. You're gonna want to stay in that draft so you don't have to work so hard carrying speed down that front stretch. Oaks wanting to get around Kahn. Warren's shipping it up high. This is a good four-way battle here. I'd have seen Rideout just take fuel. Little squiggle there from 76 machine, I believe. Oh no, that was a 61 of Schussler. Put the camera on him for a second. He's got Burke in his draft with Luttrell in behind. Horns on the outside of Henry now, making the move. Oaks still fighting on the outside of Kahn. I think it's a little early to be duking it out that tough. Henry tucks in behind. Horns was smart here. He'd tuck in behind Kahn and use the arrow from Kahn. Battle for the lead. Kahn's able to clear the bottom side. Fastest laps are mid 32-second laps. Tire degradation here is a real deal. We saw those drivers fall out to 33s. Oak still looking to get around that 21 machine and be the hammer. Rideout hanging back. Not sure if he's saving fuel, if there was carnage. Take a look at the lap times from the last lap. Ooh, a little squiggly from Rideout. Could Bus just be pocketing tire and fuel? Let's go ahead and take a look at his cockpit here. No clutch, but running that high side. Still battling out. Oaks gets in front of Kahn finally, but we don't know how long this is going to last. The tires aren't falling off as much as I had thought. Oaks, our leader, ripping the wall. Gets a little too loose off the exit of 2. The hammer's checking out. Oaks is driving like he's got that trophy, riding shotgun. Racing for history tonight, season number 4. He hasn't had to move up very many spots tonight. Starting second, now in first. He's up 1 spot. That's the 20 machine of Oaks. We've only seen the lead jostle around from the pit cycle, and then the battle right here as Oaks is now checking out with a 1.2 second lead. Consistently before that, it was a 21 machine of Khan. Now Warrens is in somewhat of the draft of Oaks, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Heard a brush of the wall. Let's take a look a little bit further back. "52 laps." Burke running the low side of the 10 machine of Henry. On putting a little pressure on Warrens. 2/10 back. Running that high side, you can see that the gap increases. It gets such a good momentum run on the high side. Khan's going to get a good run on the outside of Warrens. Warrens gives him a little bit of room. Tucks in behind. That's probably a smart move. "32.7 last time around. That is the fastest car on the track. It's the FedEx looking to do a special delivery. Only gaining on our leader. He was a 1/10.5 faster the last time around. That's the leader, 20. Oh, gets a little loose on the exit of 4. That's the 20 machine of Oaks. Our leader coughs up a little bits of time there. Khan has gained significantly. Not sure if he's heated up the tires or what. Only 1 second on Warrens now. Have to take a look at the lap times as we come around again. "34.1 for Oaks. Trouble in paradise as the hammer might have been hammering down on the throttle a little too much. But he's able to maintain the gap of 1 second over Warrens. Rideout sitting 5 seconds back from our leader. Otto and Henry in the pit. Go ahead and take a look at our SpeedZone TV instant replay here and see what happened. Schuessler on the outside. The wild card. Otto loses it. And into the inside wall. Hard contact there. Back to live action. Caution out for that one. On checking out from the field. Henry showing 1 lap down. It looks like Henry might have pitted early. Take a look at Rideout and some of his lap times now. Last time around, Rideout was 33.2. Might be on the bubble to make it the whole way. Not quite sure how the closer's going to get this done, but we're going to have to watch with only 22 laps to go. Season 4 championship on the line, brought to you by SimLab tonight. We're at Homestead-Miami. Looking at lap times last time around. 32.7 for our leader, 33.3 for Oaks, 33.5 for Warrens, 33.3.8 for Luttrell, 33.3.9 for Rideout, 33.3.8 or 33.8 for Schuessler, 32.8 for Henry. Those are fresh tires. 32.8 for Burke. Looking to be the opportunist there with that short pitch strategy. 32.7 for Pottle. Got caught up in trouble land. Not kind of the wild card we were thinking. Hop up board with our leader, Robert Kahn. Oaks has pitted. Gets in smooth. Rideout pits as well with 19 to go. Somebody had to pull the chute first. Thought we were going to see Rideout stick it out. Now, the only pit strategy here is the Warren strategy that's left for the championship, but he's coming into the pits as well. Not sure if we had any issue coming out of the pits there, but let's take a look. Oh, nice and smooth. A little bit of squirreliness, but I thought, you know, we saw a little too much of a squiggle from the 20 machine of Oaks, and 76 of Rideout gets out well as well. Now we got Warren's leaving the pits. If we notice any pit stop times, looks like we saw 4 tires from Henry and Burke. They're coming around now. Warren's is ahead of Oaks. This is going to be the championship battle right here. Gonna have to make quick work of Burke. Might have saw 2 tires stop from the 90 machine to jump track position. On coming out, they're 3 wide. Orange is digging. Trying to cross over Henry. Might want to stay to the high side here. Gonna send it. But here comes Oaks on the outside of Warren's. He's gonna have to close that gap. 15 laps to go. Seeing that 20 machine rip the wall. Little brush of the wall from the 20 machine. Warrens gets away a little bit. Luttrell is our leader, but this is the battle for the championship. Warrens and Oak. Don't forget that Oaks. 14 laps to go. Henry closes the door on Oaks. Warrens opens up a little bit of gap. We can't see the time, but Luttrell's still out on the track. Henry is not going to be able to fight him off anymore. Schuessler's entered the pits in the 61. Warrens has got a little bit of a run. Oak suffers something. Let's rewind the tapes here. What happened here? Oaks gets a little bit loose. Hahn woes it up. That's going to be a big gap right here for that 90 machine to get out ahead. He's just got to hit his marks. 12 laps to go. There's no pressure like the pressure today. And you can see the gap that Warrens has on Oaks right now. That's going to be a big detriment with 12 laps to go. But we can't count out the 95, the opportunist Burke in the no BS RBS Ford. What a crazy, crazy thing that we're happening here. Anything could happen on championship night. And that's what SpeedZone TV is here to bring you. Only 11 laps to go. I didn't expect this to happen tonight. They're catching up to Champ Luttrell. On is ahead of Warrens. He's smart. He doesn't battle him too hard. Lets him get it ahead and just drafts. Warrens has got about 2 and a bit seconds. Too hard to see right now as they pass Luttrell in the pits. 2 seconds over fourth of Burke. 2.5 over Oaks in fifth. Little brush of the wall by Khan. Just lock in here and we're going to have a great show to the end with only 10 laps to go. Wow, oh wow, Khan is up front again and he's not leaving on any gloves. It's just bare knuckle fighting out here. He's at 32.95 the last time around. Warren's 33.45. 33.2 for Henry, 33.1 for Burke, 33 flat for Oaks. 2 3/10 by the lead, the next playoff contenders over our current playoff leader. Under 2 seconds with 8 laps to go for Burke. Currently battling Henry right now. Let's take a look at that. Burke on the low side, Henry on the high side. The high side's going to get the momentum. Burke's going to have to tuck in behind. These guys had the off-pitch strategy. Burke and Henry came in on lap 55. Oaks, lap 61 with 6-lap newer tires. 7 laps to go. Oaks makes the move on Burke. Not quite. Burke says no. Oaks gets loose again. Crazy what we're seeing here tonight at Lightning Esports. Race number 12, championship night at Homestead-Miami for this SimLab sponsored race. On setting blistering laps over the field. 32.8 last time around. 33.3 for Warren. 33.2 for Henry. 33.4 for Burke. 33.8 for Oaks. 33.3 for Rideout. And Throttle Pottle, the last wild card spot. 33.2. 6 laps to go. This one's cooking down. Welcome to the cookout tonight. I hope you got your bib on because this one's finger looking good. Take a look at our current playoff leader, Warrens. Really about just managing your equipment right now. You can give up a little bit of time. They can see him. They're hunting him. It's a case of, do you want to be the hunter or the hunted? Currently, Warrens is being hunted for the championship. He's not battling for the win tonight. The 21 of Khan is done, set sails on that. I don't know if anyone's ordered a package, but this FedEx Toyota has done checked out. One and a half seconds back. Henry and Burke battling. Burke on the inside of Henry. Henry says, hell no. Holds them off for that third spot. Burke still digging on the bottom. Let's see if he's able to complete it over Henry. Gets a good run. Gonna be 2 laps to go when we cross the line. Drivers running similar lines out of 3 and 4. Take a look at our lap times here. 33.5 for Warren's, 33.4 for Burke. 1/10 difference with 2 laps to go. Oh, caution is out. The 20 machine into the wall. Still rolling.
Yellow flag.
Go ahead and take a look at what happened here. Gets loose off the exit here. Hard into the wall. Tough break for the 20 machine. That's going to bring out our second caution of the night. Going to mix things up here. Going to put us in green-white checkered territory as well, which crazy. I hope drivers got enough fuel here because this could also be somewhat of a concern. Not sure if we're going to see anyone duck down into the pits. Watching our playoff contenders, nobody takes the pits there. No tires in store. 20 machine, he's got to come in. He's got significant nose damage, but, you know, he was a little off pace after the caution. Or, sorry, after the pit stops. I expected him to be able to charge up and beat some of those drivers. I'm going to have to watch and see if he pocketed a set of tires here. Left sides for the 20 machine. He bolted on 2, and that might have been his struggle. Now we're going to have a showdown to the finish here. On board with our leader, Robert Kahn. Oh man, under the lights of Miami. Normally see the palm trees here, but I think they're shaking in their boots watching this race. Shimmy down. 21 machine electing to take the high side here and get the run. I have a 2-lap shootout when we cross the line. For all the kahunas tonight at Lightning Esports. Championship night for season number 4. I don't even know what to say. We're just going to have to watch SpeedZone TV tonight, bring you the action. These guys will be recruiting for next season. That's in the works, so you're going to want to be checking them out and getting in on some of this action. These cars ducked in. Here's the race control's gonna let us know.
Green, green, green.
Orange gets a little speed boost from Burke. Burke up high, gets a little squirrely. Orange able to drag down the strip. Following Khan in behind. Warren's ahead. Last lap, race is official. The 76 looks to make a little move on the inside. The closer right out. Looking to school the professor. Oh man, here we go. One last time around. See if anyone gets a run. No runs. Robert Kahn gonna be our winner tonight. Season 4 champion Dennis Warnes. Rideout is gonna be P2 in the championship. Burke P3. Otto P4, but it looks like Oaks suffered a crash. Let's take a look at this as our SpeedZone TV instant replay. Not sure what happened here. It might have been after the race. Not sure if this was the lap before. Looked very significant at all. Back to live action here. Little butt love from the 61 of Schuessler. Didn't expect the professor to come to school tonight, but he does. That's going to be our Season 4 champion, Dennis Warnes. Hats off to him. Not sure how he got ahead of the cars in the pit stop, but he was ahead of Henry, he was ahead of Burke, he was ahead of Hoax, he was ahead of Kahn, he was ahead of Rideout, Schuessler, Pottle, everyone, and was able to make it stick. Very impressive. Guess the lesson plan paid off. Let's go ahead and take a quick little break here. We'll be back for some interviews. Well, that's enough of the sponsor vids. We're waiting for these drivers to roll through the rest of the tech sheds and to see who we can grab for an interview. I'm not sure what we got in the mix, but we've got one driver here. We're going to grab the closer 76 machine of Mike Rideout. Mr. Mike Rideout, congratulations on your P3 tonight, sir. How you feeling?
Thanks, Robert. Feels good, man. 2 weeks in a row up here.
Yeah, what are you doing? What's the secret sauce, brother?
I don't know what's going on.
Oh man, that's crazy. You know, great run for you tonight. You got labeled the closer tonight. You had a great run last week at Phoenix, and you had a whole bunch of momentum coming into tonight. You know, just on the coattails, right at the end. You know, if you had a few more laps, do you think you would have had enough?
I don't know. I mean, it's possible. It was pretty close there as it was. Yeah. Who knows, right?
Yeah, for sure. You know, we expecting you back next season, Mr. Rideout. Are you going to be a contender again?
Well, I hope so. Yeah.
You said, you know, sometimes your silence is definitely sounds of happiness, right? So
I'll be here. I just don't know if I'll be a contender.
I don't see why not. You know, hats off to you on your performance tonight. You know, walking through, you kind of pitted a lap or two, or you came into that caution, and I thought you might have had enough fuel under caution, but then you came in and top dip again the second time. So you pitted when the other drivers pitted. I was expecting you to pull off your off strategy. Did you get nervous and switch a game plan, or did you do anything? What was going on there? Talk to me about that.
No, well, so when I pit, I guess I was about 5 laps short from the first time. So I decided, well, I was kind of sitting towards the back, and I kind of figured I had to make a different move than everyone else there. So yeah, I went in and just kind of split the tire usage and hope for the best.
Well, I mean, you're almost there at the end. You had 2 great podiums at the final stages, Mike, and it was a pleasure to watch because, you know, you got around Burke that last lap, and you were on the coattails of Warren's. Do you want to give a shout out to finishing 1, second in the season tonight for the championship, and then 2 for your P3 finish?
I'll thank our sponsors, SimLab, Lightning Wraps, FEG, PC. Can't remember the rest of them. Thanks for those guys coming on board, and hopefully they'll be back again next season.
All right, brother. Well, it was a pleasure watching you run tonight, and finally, you know, really luck was in your favor, and you stitched together some good finishes. So it was a pleasure to see, and hope to be chatting to you again soon. And stay out of trouble till then.
Absolutely, man. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, take care.
Bye.
That was our P3 finisher, the closer, Mike Rideout, almost getting it done, putting the show on for you fans. But we're going to bring in our Season 4 champion and our P2 finisher tonight. Dennis Warren's Rob up in the booth. How you feeling, brother?
Feeling pretty good.
One thing I couldn't kind of figure out was around lap 60, I believe you pitted. You pitted the same times as Oaks, or the lap after. You're similar lap to Con, but you had Burke and Henry that pitted lap around 56. So did you bolt on 4 tires there? Like, how did you get out ahead of everyone?
I took 2. I just took 2 tires and just enough fuel to get me to the end. When that caution came out, I was like, I am going to run out of fuel. But I stayed out, and I ran out of fuel after we passed the checkered. So,
were you, I guess, in the green-white checkered scenario there, you were worried about the fuel situation from what you said. What about your rear view mirror? How did it look? You know, 10 laps in, you had about a 2-second gap. It was closing up. You know, what were you feeling?
yeah, I knew they were coming after me. I was just trying to make sure I hit my marks and keep it up on the high side. It's hard to pass low on old tires here, so I knew if I kept it high, it'd be a little more hard, like that's a word, but it'd be harder to pass me for sure on the inside if I kept the outside line. When Con got up on me, I just let him go by and just tried to maintain the pace behind him, but I kept it up there. As soon as that caution came out, I was like, oh, I'm screwed. Everybody else got 4 tires. They got fuel. They're going to eat me up on the first corner, but I don't know if they got a little loose or what. I saw Burt coming hard, but I was able to hold them off, and it was a good win. Good championship win, not a race win. Congrats to Con on the win.
Yeah, congrats to Con again. He's been dominant, but he got busted with that contraband that stopped him from getting over to a couple of races. He couldn't get through the state sides. You know, you've been labeled the professor tonight. You schooled the field on a championship. You were consistent. You didn't win all year, but you came home with the golden crown. Who do you want to give a shout out to for your championship season?
Big shout out to Kool-Aid. They kept these cars going all year. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Kool-Aid man kept us going good. Shout out to all the sponsors of the league and the league. Shout out to you for the good broadcasts. They're good to turn around and watch them all the time. Especially tonight. I'll watch tonight's for sure.
Heck yeah. Well, we did have a plethora of sponsors. We do give a shout out to them. VQR or Virtual to Reality TV. Their big money series. After this championship, you might want to go check them out and race for the golden ticket to financial freedom that they have.
That's right. And one last sponsor. It's time for Swiss Chalet. Going to Swiss Chalet to celebrate. Chicken and ribs. Chicken and ribs.
Chicken and ribs. Chicken and ribs. Well, congrats on your P2 tonight in your championship, Dennis. And I hope to be seeing you again next time, next season. And wishing you all the luck.
Thanks, man. Have a good night.
Yeah, take care. 21 is kind of just tied up in the tech shed. They're going to be tearing down that motor, checking out where he's getting all that speed from. But hats off to him again on his victory. Dominating performance, led majority of the laps. We saw the 20 machine of Jeffrey Oaks hanging his coattails for quite some time. We saw Warren's ride out, Burke and Pottle all kind of just hang back from Oaks, and it looked like the hammer, Jeffrey Oaks, had it sealed. Henry put on a show as well in that 10 machine, but as the dust settled and the pitch strategies all formed, oh wait, we got a special guest appearance, Robert the Con. What's going on, brother?
Yeah, nothing much, man. What's going on?
Oh, just watching you just run blistering laps. What's going on? What, did you not lead any other than just the pit cycles? Like, what's going on?
Man, it's a shame that I got caught crossing the border with all those narcotics. Yeah, and I would have had a hell of a shot at this race to win. No, it was. I just saved on that bottom the whole time, man. That just saved a hell of a lot of tire, and then at the end you just go to the top and it's like a rocket. Like, it was crazy running right on the bottom like that and just saving for 18 laps, and then the final 10 laps of the run just holding it wide open.
Yeah, I mean, you were consistently I would say in the later part of the run 2 to 3 tenths faster a lap, which is quite impressive to watch. I've watched it pretty much all season. This was your 4th win of the year, and you missed one of those races that kind of put you out. So maybe you might have a good footing with your racing career that you could appeal to them. But pleasure watching you race, Mr. Khan. Who do you want to give a shout out to your win tonight?
All the sponsors, Lightning Wraps, Feg PC, VBR, everyone who supports the season in and out. But we're looking for people, so anyone wants to join next season, man. This playoff format's a hell of a lot of fun. I mean, it was awesome to see your brother win last season. Littrell won. Like, you can be the most dominating car, like with Oaks tonight, and it all at the end of it, then you don't. It doesn't matter, So it's a hell of a fun format, and it gives everyone a shot. Everyone's fast to get there, but everyone has a shot to get there. I mean, to me, it's fun to watch too.
Yeah, I mean, I agree completely. Tonight, I thought Oaks had it stitched up, and obviously, I expected you to pull out and just kind of dominate the fuel strategy and tire strategy in that regard, because you're good at managing your stuff. But I felt like Ride Out had a shot. I felt like Burke right at the end had a shot, and Oaks, he didn't have that track position, and I think it almost got in his head a little bit. Kind of analyze the situation, and I've been victim of that, and I know that you've been victim.
Oh yeah, and for some reason I don't know if you noticed either, but when taking right sides on this car does not like it. It gets god awful loose, I think he took two, and I was wondering because he made up a hell of a lot of time on me, more than what I thought he would, from staying out for two laps past me, and I noticed it like as soon as I came out, he went in a turn and it kicked loose. I'm like, what the hell? You know,
Yep, yep. That was
that's
right
not
in front
like
of you.
him. Yeah, well, that was prior to him having the big moment, like going into 3 and 4, he got real loose, and I backed off, and then 1 and 2, I hats off to him, man. I don't know how the hell he saved that one, but these cars don't like two tires at all.
No, they don't. They don't react well. As far as like you're an ambassador of Lightning Esports, what do you feel like season number 5 is? Is there plans in the work for a different car? Like what are you feeling from the iRacing community?
I think so. I mean, just as always, we're going to do a vote. We like to let everyone decide what they want to run. I mean, we don't like to do it like we decide for them. So we'll put a vote up to see what they want to run, whether they want to do the playoff format again. I The playoff format was great. I mean, last year when Luttrell beat me after I'd won like 5 races,
That was
I was like, oh my god, you know. So, but I think it's a great thing, and we just need to get the attendance up. We got the racing, we got the format. We just need to get more people in here, and I think we could have. And we have 25 cars of good, solid drivers that we're not having wrecks every couple laps, and we didn't this season. But if we get that, I think we got the ingredients for a hell of a fifth season if we can get the right people in here.
Yeah, 100%. At the start of the season, I don't recall anything egregious standing out, and as far as like cautions or carnage or disrespect on the track, and even tonight, we had a clean battle for a championship and a hard clean battle, so it's always a
Yeah, when that caution came out, I was watching my mirror because I'm like, I hope it doesn't. Like you watch the Cup Series, right? And you see carnage when that comes out for the championship, but everyone was respectful, man.
yep.
And if we can keep that core with 20 people, 20 more people, man,
That'd be hell of some
that'd be
hell of
good.
a time. Yeah, hell of a time.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Khan. Well, thanks for the chat tonight. Get out there and maybe leverage some of the replays here that can foster some of the drivers that you're looking for, and get out there. We can do recruitment races and advertise a little bit. I think that'd be great. And I think this is a great time just in general, as far as like, Sundays are pretty easy. It's after church if you're going there. It's after, family dinner time and all those things. So I wish all the best for season number 5, and I hope to see more cars too.
Yeah, for sure. And thank you, man. That freaking championship broadcaster here. You do a hell of a job with it.
Man, it
It's
was
always
exciting.
yeah. Every week on the way on Monday. It's usually Monday. I listen back to the race on the way to work and then finish it on the way home. And it's always enjoyable to listen to, man.
Heck yeah, let's just get some more cars, brother. Once again, congrats on your season. Sorry about the contraband between state lines. Maybe you can get it figured out for season 5, but hope to see you back in contention and duking it out with 30 drivers in season 5.
Sounds good, man. Have a good night and thank you.
Yeah, take care, man. That's gonna be a wrap for season 4. We had just an epic battle for the championship. You heard it from Robert Kahn himself. Although not in contention, the amount of respect that everyone drove with that green white checkered situation, and just the hard racing we saw throughout the night. We saw Burke charging up on Warrens at the end. We saw Ride Out in the wake. We saw Oaks fall off a little bit, and Throttle Pottle, the wild card tonight, didn't have any luck. But the underdog story, like Khan said, like we announced, was really the story for season number 3. Season number 4 was Mr. Consistency, the professor Dennis Warren with his lessons plan tonight. It's not about winning; it's about being consistent. And drivers put on a heck of a show. 80 clean laps, only 2 cautions here. We saw drivers get a little bit loose. 2 and 4 tires did and didn't work. But, we could only crown one champion for season number 4. That's going to be the 90 machine of Dennis Warren's. SpeedZone TV brought you all 12 races of beautiful action tonight. If you're in the market for another league, you saw the caliber of driving these guys put on. That's going to be something that you want to be a part of for season number 5. Hopefully that anybody watching this, if you're looking, just reach out. They got a Facebook page. Get in their Discord. Get a part of the community. Hope to be back for season number 5. I'm your host, Robert Warrens for SpeedZone TV. Thank you for everyone that's tuned in. Happy Sunday, y'all, and peace out. Shout out to our sponsors one last time. Shout out to V2R, Virtual to Reality TV, for coming on board this season. Shout out to Apex Boss Overlay Software. So if you're looking for some real-time telemetry, they're good driver intel that's going to help you get ahead. Shout out to Lightning Wraps. If you're in the market for some paint, you're going to want to hit them up. They do some great paint jobs. Shout out to Ford Entertainment Group PC or FEG PC. If you're looking for a custom machine, they'll put you up front as far as frame rates go, but the driving talent's going to be up to you. Shout out to the night sponsor, SimLab. If you're in the market for wheels, pedals, or a sim rig, you're going to want to hit up their website. And then shout out to VBR or Avon Bollinger Racing for coming on board this season. And, shout out to our Angels in the Sky, 94 of Reynolds, who is not with us this season, and the 84 of Hoffert, who is also not with us this season. Those are the 2 Angels that are looking down and gave us a great season. 12 race battle playoff format, but only one champion. And the champion's right on our screen right now. Once again, thank you everyone for tuning in for all of season number 4. Hope to be back soon. Check out our other stuff. We'll be back Wednesday night for Roughneck Racing and their battle. And sayonara, everyone. Take care.